Part 94. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 963. Russell's heart, following his incredible and unwilling scream, gradually fell into the deep sea, panic, helplessness, and even darkness. This, how is this possible? Definitely is. Hallucinations. Not only had he endured the mental blow from the Whale King, but he was also physically exhausted, so he must be hallucinating. The giant Gyarados of the Chinese trainer Yang Yu. When he was in the Boston area of North America, he was still only at the gym level. Why did he become the King of Heaven in the secret realm of Atlantis? How many days has it been? This is impossible. Russell's expression has fallen into an uncontrollable sluggishness and trance. Before, in this cube water world, Wang Yuqian had been holding the entire audience, but now, when he saw the appearance of Yang Yu, the Salted Fish King, and heard Russell lose his voice in shock. Calm down, Hammer. Can Wang Yuqian calm down? Russell's accurate judgment on the strength of the elves is absolutely correct, otherwise he would have been the leader of the North American Evil Gym for so many years in vain. That means... Wang Yuqian raised his head in confusion and looked at the giant shadow standing in the deep sea in front of him. The Salted Fish King's eyelids darted up and down. He remembered that this female trainer, cried once, and it wasn't because she was beaten because she failed in the battle with the elves, but because he, the Salted Fish King, ate energy cubes and cried. This is obviously different from other female trainers. Rare things are more valuable. With an extremely sharp scream, there seemed to be a soul-soothing scream in the water world, not to mention Yang Yu and Russell, even the White Sea Lions Iobai and the Salted Fish King at this time, including the Roaring Whale King and the Megalodon, their eyes were all dully focused on Wang Yuqian at this time. The cube water world is silent again. Wang Yuqian once again held the audience in a unique and uncool way. Yang Yu felt a sudden fear in his heart, as if he was holding a handful of grass. Please, eldest sister, can you give me a warning before screaming? It's like the voice of the soul filling my ears. The soul is about to leave the body. Every day, King. Wang Yuqian pointed in the direction of the Salted Fish King, feeling dizzy for a while. This news was no less than a bolt from the blue for Wang Yuqian. Yang Yu's giant Gyarados, the Salted Fish King, is it the King of Heaven? Doesn't that mean Yang Yu is already a king-level trainer? Wang Yuqian's mind echoed with news that shattered her sanity. Yang Yu may be the best person in the history of the Elf Alliance. The youngest king-level trainer? No. No possibility. He is the youngest king-level trainer in the history of the Elf Alliance. King of Heaven, King of Heaven, King of Heaven. Wang Yuqian murmured in a dazed manner. His whole expression, not to mention his eyes, were as dull as Russell's. Even mentally, he seemed to have received a huge blow. Yang Yu, you seem to be not as old as me. Wang Yuqian gestured with her fingers like a puppet on strings, looking at Yang Yu with horror in her heart. Calm down, sister, where is your calmness? Isn't it just that the Salted Fish King has been promoted to the Heavenly King level? King level trainer. If Yang Yu wanted to be a player, he would have done it long ago. As early as mid-March of this year, when the National Forest Team competition opened, Day had successfully been promoted to the Heavenly King level. However, Day's Heavenly King level strength was extremely special. Sex, just like a Taoist master who can hide his own strength level by returning to his original nature, the looming aura on Day's body is only at the gym level. Yang Yu just wanted to avoid causing unnecessary trouble by going to North America. After all, a trainer with the title of king-level trainer would arouse national vigilance in the country no matter which country he went to, for fear of causing trouble. For gym-level trainers, this constraint can be much smaller. Moreover, Yang Yu went to North America just to travel, and by the way, he opened a dessert shop, an elf playground, and even an open-air rock music concert. Those are all incidental, the main purpose is tourism. Now, this salted fish king was promoted to the heavenly king level elf in the secret realm of the sea temple. Before entering, he was still at the gym level, and after entering, he became the heavenly king level. Even the World Elf Alliance could not blame Yang Yu for it, and even you have to give Yang Yu 666. The Chinese Elf Alliance has always been a peaceful, cooperative, responsible, and big country that is committed to building a community of shared future for humans and elves in the elf world. With the new king-level trainers on this side, those who yearn for friendship and peace in the elf world should not be worried. People, but those with ulterior motives. I'm not a gym-level trainer yet, Woo, Yang Yu, how come you have become a king-level trainer? In the midst of this huge and shocking news, Wang Yuqian gradually began to doubt his life and his own path as a trainer. The huge gap, like an insurmountable chasm, made Wang Yuqian feel the deep shock, and tears burst out of the corners of his eyes uncontrollably. Yang Yu. Don't cry. People who don't know think I bullied the female trainer again. Really, Yang Yu, haven't done anything. I promise to God, I haven't even touched or moved my hands. The salted fish king is standing here, beside Dede and the white sea lions Iobai. Wang Yuqian. Why are you crying? Could it be that after Yang Yu, was promoted to the heavenly king level, I was too excited and thought that my Yang Yu's actions were too cool? I pretended to be cool in the ordinary, so I couldn't control my emotions and ended up in tears. Hiss. This is so embarrassing. Really, there is no need to shed tears for me. Really, if you had to shed tears for me, you would have just secretly shed them alone a few months earlier. Yang Yu probably wouldn't understand such a mentality. In the elf world, Wang Yuqian's trainer level is also at the top of his peers, and he is even considered an extremely outstanding young trainer. If Yang Yu was still a gym level trainer, Wang Yuqian thought to himself that if he worked harder and entered the gym level before other elite trainers, he might feel better inside. However, the problem now is, no matter how hard Wang Yuqian worked, what he lacked was time and opportunity. Compared with Wang Kaizhu was already a trainer among all the elf universities in China. The outstanding students were promoted to the gym level very quickly, but he was still graduating. 1 year later. As for Wu Yuqian, who can defeat the elf gym leader, is already the second young genius trainer in China. Among his peers, his strength is second only to Yang Yu. If Wang Yuqian was given another year, she might still have a chance to fight to become a gym level trainer, but now, Yang Yu has become a king level trainer. As long as he leaves this deep sea secret realm, Yang Yu will be canonized by the king-level trainer of the Chinese Elf Alliance. This is a real king. But don't forget, in the battle at the secret realm of the Sky City on Mt. Fuji in Sakura country, the giant Gyarados with gym-level strength overcame the king-level dragon and even defeated it. Now, that giant Gyarados is already the king at this moment, so its strength. How terrifying would it be? Can the ordinary king still stop him? You are a pervert. A huge pervert. Wang Yuqian wiped her tears, her eyes were red, and she finally felt a little better in the catharsis. Why couldn't she think of competing with Yang Yu, a pervert? Heavenly King, this is beyond reach. And Fang Lian also obtained the official title of king-level trainer of the Elf Alliance a few months ago, but how old is Yang Yu now? 21. A 21-year-old king-level trainer. Who else can predict the future path? Unpredictable. I finally understand why, Yang Yu, you said before that you wanted me to beat the North American evil gym leader. You, if you fight Russell, then, wouldn't it be the same as bullying a child? After Wang Yuqian calmed down, his analytical ability greatly improved in an instant. Russell. Am I pretty? Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 964. In the end, Russell could only lower his proud head as the North American evil gym leader. What is somewhat ridiculous is that what Russell is thinking is that Yang Yu, who acts so arrogantly in North America, as an old man with rich experience in the elf world, must educate Yang Yu well. It's a pity that in front of Yang Yu, a trainer from China, Russell was severely educated. The reality is so skinny, the world belongs to young people after all. King of Heaven, this is a realm of trainers that Russell has not yet touched at his age, but he watched helplessly as a young trainer from China displayed a king-level elf in front of him. If Astrid was still here. Russell suddenly woke up. Astrid, the name, has been mentioned by almost no one as time goes by. The youngest gym-level trainer in North America is no longer Astrid, but has been replaced by Camille Rhine, a young trainer from an ancient family. A very scary thought came to Russell's mind. After this thought arose in his mind, it was almost impossible to erase it. Could Astrid's disappearance in the secret realm of Sky City be really related to this Chinese trainer Yang Yu? Russell didn't say anything. This is just Russell's sudden thought, just a terrible guess without any evidence. Astrid's disappearance in the Sky City is related to Yang Yu, the king-level trainer of China. Without evidence, it is slander and rumors. A king-level trainer, with this status, no one dares to slander and spread rumors about Yang Yu without evidence. Even Russell, the leader of the North American Evil Gym, does not have the courage. Because, Yang Yu is the King of Heaven. The pinnacle of the journey to become a trainer in the elf world. Okay, get ready to move forward. I haven't found any elf resources so far. It's not a good idea to waste time here. In Manaphi's lucky Monopoly game, the elf resources are all for free. Yang Yu stretched and moved. One time. To shock Russell, this goal is easily achieved. It's a pity that there is no way to fight against elves. It would be interesting to play against elves. It's a pity that the Roaring Whale King didn't give him a chance. It just made the giant tooth shark jump so hard that it lost all its strength. It's over, I'm shocked to be here. I've wasted a lot of time looking for elf resources. The three of us trainers are in a cube water world. How should we find the dice? How will we calculate it if we find it? Wang Yuqian began to feel a little anxious. Stand up. Isn't it a rule that you can ask Fiona? Yang Yu didn't know the details. After using the official plug-in Manaphi of the Temple of the Sea, it didn't matter if Yang Yu didn't understand the rules. But it's different for Wang Yuqian. She has been playing this lucky Monopoly game seriously, and very seriously. No one knows what kind of good things will be hidden in this map. Maybe with good luck, she will find the elf megastone. Although that only exists in fantasy, but think about it, what if you can really find it? Ona, Fina. The first two Fionas were spoken to Yang Yu and Wang Yuqian, and the last Fiona was spoken to Russell. The rules described in the final words are: Yang Yu was the first to throw the dice, Wang Yuqian was the second, and Russell needed to stay here for 10 minutes before he could continue to throw the third dice. Are there any elf resources hidden in this place? I see that Russell has been dancing and has no chance to find elf resources in this cube water world. Wang Yuqian looked around expectantly. Finding hidden elf resources? That's not easy. Yang Yu thought Wang Yuqian wanted to say something else, but he had to ask Russell in advance if he had found it. Look what I'm doing. I've been dragged around by the Roaring Whale King since I got here. I didn't even have a chance to find dice and elf resources. Oh, by the way, there are so many Magi Carp King, it's annoying to death. Sir has always kept a certain distance from Yang Yu and Wang Yuqian. At this time, he can only choose to follow his heart. Don't believe it? If you don't believe it, ask the Roaring Whale King. Yang Yu really followed Russell's suggestion and went directly to the Howling Whale King to ask. This move made Russell even more speechless. Is everything I say really true and no one believes it? Obviously, under Wang Yuqian's vigilant eyes, Russell couldn't believe what he said. After the roaring Whale King, who was almost tired of playing, heard Yang Yu's inquiry, his two crystal eyes blinked twice, and the twin fins on both sides of him that looked like airplane wings flapped up and down gently a few times. With him, the roaring Whale King, still thinking about deserting during a disco? How can it be? The roaring Whale King sprays water warning. After Yang Yu understood, he nodded. Of course Russell's words cannot be trusted. If you want to believe them, you still have to believe the roaring Whale King. It's easy to find elf resources, Tijipai, come find the treasure. Yang Yu waved in the direction of Tijipai, who was sitting on the head of the roaring Whale King. Poppy. The roaring Whale King Tijipai Royal Elf Resource Exploration Ship has been launched. Now that he is about to leave, the Howling Whale King will stay with Tijipai for another 100 million seconds. Wherever Tijipai's little hand points, the Howling Whale King will swim slowly to where he is. There was no need for Little Dream Demon to remind him, even Hakron was sitting upright on the back of the roaring Whale King. A family of elves must be neat and tidy. The White Sea Lion Ziobai followed the roaring Whale King in front, while the Salted Fish King and Dede were behind Ziobai, recalling bits and pieces of the past while moving forward slowly. The former giant Gyarados, Magikarp, was just an ordinary-looking Magikarp, except for being able to escape a little. The Slowpoke King who once controlled nature was just a slowpoke lying lazily on the beach in the park with its legs spread out in a daze. Once. White Sea Lion Ziobai is still at the elite level. That level of strength is incomprehensible to Magikarp and Slowman. Now. In the blink of an eye, Salted Fish King and Dede had reversed course and reached a level of strength that the teacher by Hishi Ziobai could not reach. Although I am a little disappointed, I am even more pleased. What excellent teacher doesn't want his students to surpass themselves? Poppy. Where Tijipai points his finger is the resource location detected by the Elf Resource Detection Ship. Okay, I found it. It turns out it's under this group of seaweeds. It's quite hidden. It's not bad. It's an adamantite. Dede used his superpower to gently explore the water plants, found a condensed immutable stone from under the water plants, and took it out with both hands. Fiona. Wang Yuqian. Russell. It's that simple? Several Fionas were confused for a moment when they saw Yang Yu finding the elf resources they had worked so hard to hide so easily. It might take some time to find them by yourself. Is it that easy for Yang Yu to find him? How come you are more familiar with this place than they are? Is this our house or yours? Here, Wang Yuqian, here you go. Although the immutable stone will curb the evolution of the elves can accumulate more power after carrying it. After the immutable stone is removed, the elves will be stronger after evolution than those who evolved in advance. More powerful, Yang Yu took it from Dude's hand, looked at it, and handed it to Wang Yuqian. In the past, when Little Dream Demon didn't have Gengui Liahei's magic fairy stick, Yang Yu didn't feel the role of elf props like the immutable stone. It can be said that all this knowledge was learned by Yang Yu in the real world of elf. Don't you need it? Wang Yuqian was stunned. Yang Yu coughed lightly, I am the king of heaven. Wang Yuqian. Why do you want to slap someone so much after hearing this? Elf resources such as the immutable stone cannot attract Yang Yu's attention. Now the only thing that can attract Yang Yu is basically the elf megastone. But it seems that Yang Yu is about to have the first Z bracelet in the elf world. Elf megastone, that's it? Of course, if there really is an elf megastone, it would still be so fragrant. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Xiangxiao. Chapter 965. Farewell to the roaring Whale King and Wang Yuqian. Yang Yu continued on his journey to become a lucky tycoon. As for Russell, just stay where you are. The Megalodon's strength has been greatly weakened, and Russell can't make any other waves. Picking up dice and elf resources along the way, Yang Yu was like an elf with the picking up characteristic, such as Meow Meow or the snake bear, who picked up all the cubes he threw into the water world. Although these elf resources are not of much use to Yang Yu, it is still good to bring them back to Xiao Yu. Why is there no Magikarp in the cube water world we encounter later? Wan Kaizu thought that he had the worst luck when he encountered the Magikarp trap for the first time, because he missed 5 cube water worlds with elf resources in a row, but he never expected. That was his best luck ever. Because Wan Kaizu saluted King Carp in a decent manner. Omega asterisk. Just like a secret signal, several neat rows of Magikarp appeared instantly from the Magikarp trap, all saluting, and the topic between Wan Kaizu and Magikarp suddenly opened up. Trap? This is clearly a real good place. There are also elf resources in the traps. With the help of the Carp King team, it is not easy for Wan Kaizu to find elf resources. If Yang Yu is given enough time, wouldn't it be possible for him to transform this secret realm of Atlantis into his own home? Wan Kaizu thought about the meteor forest and the secret realm of Sky City. Yang Yu is clearly the lighthouse in the secret realm. It feels great to obtain elf resources, and it is also a very rare awakening stone. The appearance of the awakening stone is like crystal eyes. In the deep sea, the blue-green color is very confusing. If it weren't for the help of Carp King, Wan Kaizu would probably not be able to find it with his own eyesight. Magikarp is awesome. Compared with other evolution stones, the awakening stone allows the male Kyrolean to evolve into Elder, an elf with dual attributes of super and fighting, just like Zhang Hui's one. When Wan Kaizu left the Carp King trap and came to other cube water worlds, he was shocked to find. Without the help of Magikarp King, it would be extremely difficult to find elf resources on his own. Damn, this is so well hidden. Forget about the game of luck, there is actually a treasure hunt in the game of luck. This is clearly to make things difficult for me, Wan Kaizu. Wan Kaizu wasted more than an hour in the second cube water world, but he didn't find anything, whether it was elf resources or dice. I've been searching for so long and still haven't found anything. Is it possible that elf resources are still falling from the sky? Before Wan Kaizu finished speaking, he only saw a group of giant winged flying fish swimming above the water world. Wan Kaizu knew about this group of giant finned flying fish and saw them swimming through the water world while searching. What Wan Kaizu never expected was, gee! The eyes of the cursed doll stared. Look, something fell from the giant winged flying fish. When Wan Kaizu watched the mysterious object wrapped in seaweed fall in front of his eyes. Sigma, oh. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Waterstone. In comparison, the elf resources inside seemed unimportant. More importantly, Wan Kaizu discovered the correct way to open this lucky tycoon. What to do without Magikarp? It doesn't matter. It all depends on your own mouth. Do you know what it means to open your mouth and come? As soon as you open your mouth, the elf resources come flooding in. I don't even believe that elven resources are hidden in these ugly-looking rocks. Cursed doll? If any elf other than Magikarp helps me bring elf resources to me, I will eat the computer screen when I get back. Cursed doll? Ha 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 ha, I don't believe that there are elf resources in this elf secret realm that I, Wan Kaizu, can't find. Cursed doll. Brother, I was wrong, I won't talk anymore. Wan Kaizu's wailing may make Manaphi cry after listening to it, but you should bear with it if you talk too much. Lucky Monopoly is an elf resource exploration game. Human trainers use their own wisdom to have fun with the elves while working together to search for elf resources. Of course, we do not rule out real cheaters like Wan Kai's Hu. This cheater was so arrogant that he was accidentally banned forever. It seems that the only person who can defeat the cheater is the cheater itself. When the final time of Manaphi's lucky Monopoly game expired, all the water curtains in the cube water world quickly dispersed in the last second of the countdown, and everything returned to nature, as if the water curtain formed the edge of the water world. Disappeared in an instant. At this moment, those trainers who were still thinking about finding elf resources suddenly raised their heads and found that they were right next to them, and there were even many other trainers from all over the world, right next to them. For a moment of confusion, the first action of the human trainers was to look at the packages they carried with them, almost exactly the same. Will the disappearance of the cube water world mean that the found elf resources will also disappear? When they saw the real elf resources in front of them, they breathed a sigh of relief and even felt a little regretful. If only the time could be longer. This little time is simply not enough. If they are given enough time, they can even turn this elven secret realm upside down. It's a pity that Manaphi will not give them this opportunity. The elven resources bred in the Temple of the Sea, especially water stones and mysterious water drops, are elven props that can help water elves evolve or improve their strength. There are so many of them, even if they are given to human trainers, Manaphi can't help them. I won't feel bad. Since they were taken out as rewards for the lucky Monopoly game, they were basically things that Manaphi looked down upon. As for the good stuff, of course, Manaphi is well hidden in her treasure collection room. However, for those human trainers who are destined and lucky, Manaphi will naturally not be stingy with Prince Kanghai's favor. There are many lucky trainers, but Yang Yu is the luckiest one. Blastwa's Megastone. What? Where is it? Blastwa's Megastone? Who found it? She is an elite trainer from Western Europe. The identity of this elite trainer at that time was very unusual. She is a direct descendant of the Western Dragon King, Bella Campbell. How did she come here? How could the Dragon King of the West be so confident in letting his granddaughter enter this deep-sea secret realm? You think she is unprepared? She is the future successor of the Western Dragon King. Even if she is an elite trainer, the elves around her are all powerful dragon elves, and the Western Dragon King must have given her powerful elves to protect herself. The Blastwa's Megastone, then, it's useless to give it to her. Wouldn't she be able to breed another Blastwas? With such an identity and status, it would not be difficult for her to breed a powerful Blastwas. When the extremely rare elf resource Blastwa's Megastone was announced and spread among the crowd, all the trainers in the Temple of the Sea fell into a frenzy of discussion. Some people wish they could be like those lucky ones, how they wish they were the trainer who obtained the elf Megastone. But, even with their strength, even if they obtain the elf Megastone, can they keep it? For a time, Western European trainers instantly formed their own camp, and at the same time began to show off to trainers in North America and other regions. Trainers in North America, including 18 gym leaders, still have no way to compare the elf resources obtained by the Blastoise's Megastones. It seems that the Chinese trainers have not obtained any strategically important elf resources such as elf Megastones. This should be considered a good thing. Eisen could only secretly comfort the trainers on his side. What makes Eisen a little strange is that at this time, Russell should not be very excited to join this topic. Why is no one saying anything at this moment? Everyone seems to have suffered a huge blow. Looking wilted. Russell, what's wrong? Why do you look so sad? Although we did not find the elf Megastone in North America, the head start was taken away by Western Europe. Even if Yang Yu took the lead at the beginning and appeared together with Manaphi, the elf resources obtained in the end would not be more advantageous than Western Europe. Eisen came over with a smile and patted Russell on the shoulder. As long as he saw that Yang Yu didn't get anything good, Eisen felt sour in his heart just thinking about it. Wasn't it pretty awesome at the beginning? Appeared with Manaphi. The results of it? That's it. The agony of working hard to pull out seaweed in the seaweed fields was finally relieved. King of heaven, King of heaven. Russell kept mumbling these words, and his dazed look made Eisen frown. Russell, what did you say? What kind of king? Eisen came forward, wanting to listen carefully to what Russell wanted to say. At this moment, Russell's head turned around like a robot, looked at Eisen, and murmured the few facts that he had not yet been able to fully accept. Yang Yu, the king of heaven. Russell, are you kidding, right? You must be joking, right? Yang Yu, he is the king. Eisen quickly maintained his forced smile with an acting fake smile on his face, and his confused and funny voice, like a clown, attracted the other 16 gym leaders. Eisen, what's wrong? What kind of king? Elian asked doubtfully. You two have an elf who was promoted to a king. The huge psychological gap formed in an instant, and the news that was like a bolt from the blue, made Eisen completely lose his cool at this moment. Russell, are you lying? How could he? How could he possibly? Eisen didn't know where the strength came from, stretched out his hands and immediately grabbed Russell's collar. Normally, Russell would have grabbed Eisen by the collar for this action. Eisen. Russell. Be careful. The rest of the gym leaders tensed up. If Eisen's action aroused Russell's anger, after all, with Russell's temper, the relationship between the gym leaders would be broken. It may lead to super gyms being fully targeted by evil gyms. Although each gym leader has his own different interest camp, outside, they still represent the absolute interests of North America. Such a thing must never happen. However, what the other gym leaders did not expect was that Russell did not have any attack this time. His eyes were as weak as a dead fish, looking at the angry Eisen indifferently. Really, he is a king. His giant Gyarados, the giant Gyarados that defeated King Dwight in the Sky City Elf Secret Realm, has become a real king-level elf, and Yang Yu has also become a real king-level trainer. The flat tone and the words without any color were like sharp arrows shooting straight into Eisen's heart. At this moment, the last support in Eisen's heart was completely destroyed. The other 16 gym leaders felt equally heavy at this moment. A 21-year-old king-level trainer. They once thought that Yang Yu would definitely be a king-level trainer in the future. It would take a long time for an elf to go from the gym level to the king level. It would not only be the accumulation of strength, but also the opportunity for breakthrough. This timeline takes at least more than 10 years to break through from the gym level to the king level. This is a fact recognized in the elf world. The youngest king level trainer in the history of the elf world. How old are you? That's a legend in history, a true legend. But these gym leaders never imagined that one day they would actually witness the birth of this legend. Moreover, it is still witnessed by the image of the background board. The trainer of China, Yang Yu, the king of heaven. I really didn't get any good elf resources, I really didn't, I swear to God. Facing the questioning from Wu Yuqian and Wan Kaizhu, Yang Yu raised his hand and spoke every word very seriously. You have a mind, Wan Kaizhu, don't believe Yang Yu's lies. His Gyarados has been promoted to the King of Heaven in this secret realm. What Wan Yuqian dislikes the most is this inhumane person. People. Just like those people who said after the exam that they failed, didn't do well, and I'm going to fail, but in the end they all ended up in the top few grades. Can they be happy? Personal. What? King level Gyarados. A single stone stirred up 1,000 waves, and at this moment, the slightly dull atmosphere in the Chinese trainer camp completely turned into an exciting movement in the deep sea. This wave of waves completely covered up the trainer camps in other countries and regions, including the Western European camp that obtained the Blastoise Mega Stone. That Yang Yu is the King of Heaven. In the Western European camp, Bella Campbell, the shining focus surrounded by stars among many young talented trainers, heard the shocking news coming from the Chinese trainer camp. In an instant, she gained water. The light of the arrow turtle megastone seemed to dim instantly. Obtaining the Blastoise megastone is worth celebrating. But I also received an incredible bolt from the blue. How is this possible? How old is he? Bella Campbell was stunned and exclaimed, and like Wang Yuqian, who seemed to have been hit hard, she began to feel a little dazed. Is he God? Pokémon's character master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Qiangxiao. Chapter 966. In this secret realm of the deep sea, all the trainers are only at the gym level and elite level. Moreover, outside the secret realm, kings from all over the world check and balance each other. No king-level trainer will ever enter the secret realm. However, things always happen unexpectedly. A king-level trainer, how can there be a king-level trainer here? Why did China send a king-level trainer into the secret realm? Doesn't this violate the convention of the World Elf Alliance? Please, I was a gym-level trainer before I came here, and became a king-level trainer in the secret realm. Do you still want to hinder the process of gym-level elves breaking through to the king-level level? My God! Why does that king-level trainer look so young? The youngest gym-level trainer in China and a professor of the Elf Combat Department of Yanjing Elf University. His specific age is only 21 years old. What do you think? He is God. A king-level trainer, no matter which country or region he comes to in the elf world, will cause a huge sensation in the field of local trainers. It is a symbol of strength and deserves the respect of these trainers. Not to mention, at this moment, Yang Yu is only 21 years old. For the trainers in the Western European camp, it is a joy to obtain the Blastoise megastone, but at this moment, a dark cloud hangs over their hearts. Because, in the Chinese trainer camp, there is an extra king. There are mines, there are mines. Hurry up and pinch me. Is this true or false? I'm afraid I'm not living in a dream, Wang Kai's who never expected that the day Yang Yu would be promoted to a king-level trainer. It came so quickly, but it was so timely. Without Wu Yuqian taking action, the cursed doll sealed Wang Kai's who's mouth first. At this time, the more excited Wang Kai's who was, the easier it would be to pull some tricks. Don't ask how the cursed doll knew about it. Anyway, in this lucky Monopoly game, the situations you encounter become inexplicably worse the further you go. The cursed doll must learn from the painful lessons, all of which were caused by Wang Kai's excitement on Monday. Whoa! Wu Yuqian was stunned at first, and then waved directly in the direction of Yang Yu. The two of them came to a corner that was not a corner and began to whisper about their own people. Junior brother Han, is the Salted Fish King really a king-level elf? Senior brother Qian, take it seriously. Seeing that Wu Yuqian asked so seriously, Yang Yu answered very seriously. My dear, I was thinking in the secret realm, Yang Yu, how will you refresh my understanding of the elven world this time? After all, in the Meteor Forest, on the central island of the world, in the secret realm of Sky City, every time once again, I feel like I have to re-examine myself. I'm afraid I'm not dreaming, right? Wu Yuqian felt that he could publish a book after he returned. After all, following what Yang Yu saw and heard in various secret realms, it would take a long time to refresh his knowledge every time. More importantly, in this looks like another huge business opportunity. Yang Yu actually really wanted to say that the Salted Fish King would make Wu Yuqian and the others so shocked that their jaws dropped, as if they were living in a dream. If they knew that Yang Yu still held the Z that was about to be born. The bracelet, combined with the Z pure crystal, activates the Z move of Salted Fish King. His suspicious life is no longer enough to express their shock. However, now is not the time. This news has an extremely strong momentum for the Chinese trainer camp. If everyone had not restrained their inner emotions and knew that this was the deep-sea secret kingdom of Monofei, If it were on land, they would have rushed directly to carry it. Yang Yu threw it into the sky and cheered. Professor Yang Yu, you will always be a god. Master Han Li is already a king-level trainer. Because of the opening of Lucky Monopoly, Lily Sakura and Nozawa Naburo did not immediately find the location of Yang Yu. After the exploration of the elf resources was over, Lily Sakura and Nozawa Naburo received the most important good news for them in this secret realm. Professor Yang Yu is already the king of heaven. The speed at which his strength improves is really scary, really, I have been following him for nearly half a year, and he has an incredible idea when it comes to training elves. My own elf, the terrifying giant Gyarados, can break through to the king level so quickly. Professor Yang Yu is really amazing. Lily Sakura originally thought that when she went from Sakura country to Hua country and became a teaching assistant beside Professor Yang Yu, she wanted to gain a true understanding of this genius trainer in the elf world up close. However, the closer you are to Professor Yang Yu, the more you feel a huge blow. This gap in strength is not getting closer at a speed visible to the naked eye, but it is getting farther away. Perhaps this is a true genius trainer. Those young people who have been dubbed genius trainers by local elf alliances and trainers in various countries and regions all eclipse them in front of Professor Yang Yu. Not to mention, Professor Yang Yu has always flaunted himself as an ordinary trainer. If he is an ordinary trainer, what about those genius trainers? Perhaps, in the eyes of Professor Yang Yu, he has already set his sights on the position of the Heavenly King's trainer. All opponents are like floating clouds. It's ridiculous that Russell, the North American evil gym leader, went to Professor Yang Yu's place to jump before entering the deep-sea secret realm. It seemed that he was not good at jumping, but he ended up becoming a huge joke. Lady Lily Sakura still has vision. Nozawa Naburo said respectfully from the side. For Nozawa Naburo, Master Han Li and Master Yuri Sakura are two adults he deserves to respect. His life experience is so glorious now. I don't know how many people have it because the Prime Minister of Sakura Kingdom personally awarded him the Elite Trainer Award. He felt envious and jealous of the badge, but Nozawa knew very well who all this came from. It comes from the focus of the audience at this moment, the king-level trainer Han Li. My teacher, his vision is still a bit narrow. Perhaps he is used to following the King of North America, and it is easy to be blinded by his own subjective perception. Lily Sakura murmured. Nozawa Naburo didn't say much. Professor Tetsuya Koike once taught Naburo Nozawa during his college years and was also his mentor. However, in the elf world, times have been changing. We can no longer look at these young trainers in China and the Chinese region with the same eyes as before. This vast country is extremely rich in elven resources. Now, a new generation of trainers are rising on that vast territory. Let's go. We should say goodbye to our friends in Sakura country and continue to follow the footsteps behind Professor Yang Yu. Even though there is a huge gap in strength like a chasm, only by following them closely can you get a true feeling. Just rely on your own subjective ideas to make assumptions and judge the strength of a trainer. Maybe it can be effective most of the time, but in the case of Professor Yang Yu, North American evil gym leader Russell made a fool of himself because of his ignorance. Isn't that enough? Mana. Manaphi's Sea Temple will soon open a passage to the deep sea of the Pacific Ocean for human trainers. Opening it this time, Manaphi is ready to maintain continuous communication with the outside elven world. Because that world will come soon. Manaphi's Sea Temple is a part of the real world of elves. The vitality of the ocean will affect the survival of Manaphi's descendants and water elves in the Sea Temple. This is entering the world, and it also contains Manaphi's own vision. Professor Yang Yu, the passage to the secret realm has been opened, we are ready to leave. You can leave first, Manaphi is still waiting for me. Yang Yu's words once again surprised the surrounding companions. What is the spotlight? This is what everyone is looking for. Next to the court tower pillar, Manaphi floated in the air, waiting for Yang Yu's arrival. "Come out, Salted Fish King." When Yang Yu held the elf ball belonging to King Salted Fish in his hand and it lit up with a dazzling light. The king-level elves, the giant Gyarados, and the Salted Fish King, soaring like a dragon to the sky, took Yang Yu and the glory of the Chinese trainer to the central tower of the Sea Temple in person. Roar! This extremely dazzling blue light, illuminated by the core energy light group, left an indelible mark on the hearts of all the trainers present. I seem to have forgotten something. As he ascended to heaven, Yang Yu muttered suspiciously. "Brother, come on, come on, come on, the Fiona elf eggs here in Manaphi are about to break out of their shells and be born." Yang Xiao's voice reached Yang Yu's ears from the tower pillar through the bridge connected by Manaphi's spiritual power. "Yang Yu. Xiao Yu. Why did Xiao run into Manaphi's tower pillar?" I said it felt like I was missing something, but it turned out that I was missing Xiao Yu. Mana Mana. The two tentacles on Manaphi's head danced together with her hands and feet. For Manaphi, every time Fiona is born, it is a very important day. On this important day, there are basically countless Manaphi. However, this does not prevent Manaphi from passing on her happiness to the two human trainers Yang Yu and Yang Xiao. Darkrai in the shadow space couldn't help but feel anxious. He might know how Yang Xiao came to Manaphi's tower pillar, and wanted to see the condition of Fiona's elf egg. It should be the obsession of Cresselia, the god of dreams. I have witnessed the beauty of the birth of new life in the elf world, but unfortunately, this beauty cannot come to me. You still have to learn to cherish it. Darkrai thought. Darkrai, get over here quickly. Darkrai. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Qiangxiao. Chapter 967. The birth of a new life always touches the heartstrings of life in a warm atmosphere revealed inadvertently. Under the gazes of Manaphi, Yang Yu, and Yang Xiao, the light blue elf egg finally began to vibrate from side to side. With a soft click sound, the new Fiona broke out of her shell. Fiona's shell breaking is very interesting. The first thing to appear is the single tentacle on the head. If the strength of the tentacles is not strong enough, then the elf egg will look like a blue onion growing out of it. Of course, there are also more powerful ones that break the shell with both hands at the same time. In this way, some Fiona will think that their hands are their own feet. Ha ha ha, brother, this, Fiona in this elf egg is so cute. Yang Xiao pointed at the one who used his hands as feet, and even thump from among the eggs before his head even broke out of the shell. Fiona couldn't help laughing as she ran away carrying her own eggshell. Mana Mana. Manaphi's two tentacles looked like two black lines, but this situation was all too familiar to Manaphi. After all, countless Fionas have been raised over thousands of years, and various birth situations have occurred. Some Fionas even thought that they were tops, spinning and jumping on the spot with one foot, and other more normal Fionas also followed suit and acted like tops. Mana Mana. In this relaxed environment, Manaphi briefly talked about the future arrangements. The Temple of the Sea will be temporarily relocated in the direction of the Yellow Sea. At the same time, Fiona will be sent to take Diangzi and the small diamonds in her mineral kingdom along the river to the Tutai Turtle on Mount Everest together with the Carp King army. Secret base. Yang Yu briefly repeated Manaphi's words, still feeling quite shocked in his heart. Manaphi's Sea Temple will move towards the Yellow Sea of China, which also means that Manaphi is preparing to have a deeper connection with the outside world of elves. Mana Mana. To prepare for the coming of the reverse world. Through telepathy, Yang Yu learned Manaphi's thoughts. Once in the secret realm of the East China Sea Dragon Palace, Yang Yu once made an agreement with Kuai Long, the father of the mini dragon. When Yang Yu's trainer strength reaches the level recognized by Kuai Long will agree that Yang Yu will go with him to the reverse world to find his Venus. Now is not the time yet. The reverse world has not yet arrived, and Yang Yu needs to continue to make use of this preparation time to maximize the strength of his elf. No matter how you approach the unknown world, strength is the factor that can truly bring you a sense of security. Z Pure Crystal, Z Bracelet, Z Moves. In the next period of time, Yang Yu will devote himself wholeheartedly to experiments in this area. This will be Yang Yu's absolute trump card in the face of all unknown factors. Mana Mana. Like Yang Yu's idea, Manaphi is also preparing to adapt to the real world of elves in the outside world. With the arrival of the reverse world, Manaphi and his sea temple may also contribute to maintaining the stability of the real world of elves. Although Manaphi does not have the title of guardian god like the rock god Pillar Rejarok, the safety of the real world of elves, especially the ocean, is related to the survival of the Manaphi Sea Temple. Based on this alone, Manaphi, the entry of Fihe Temple into the world, is absolutely necessary. This is the community of destiny between humans and elves in the elf world. Before preparing to leave the Temple of the Sea, Yang Yu and Yang Xiao once again, led by Manaphi, advanced deeper into the seabed through the tower pillars, heading to Diangzi's Ore Kingdom. Reggie Locke's core of wisdom has huge expectations in his heart. However, because of the title Rock God Pillar, Reggie Locke knows that behind Diangzi, there is an Ore Kingdom that will be protected, with many small diamonds. People need protection. Just like Reggie Locke once protected humans and elves in the elf world. Easy. After learning from Fiona that Yang Yu and Yang Xiao were leaving the Temple of the Sea, Diangzi was already waiting at the entrance of the mine in the Ore Kingdom. The mine here still needs some time to take care of. Diangzi and the Little Diamonds will work hard to restore the mine to an environment most suitable for mineral evolution. Similarly, it is also the most suitable environment for the survival of the newly unearthed Little Diamonds. Environment. Although this is a large-scale migration, in the long future, whether it is decades, centuries, or even thousands of years, Diangzi believes that a brand new mineral kingdom will still appear here. Of course, the dimensional gate that is still in the sealed stage in the reverse world must be safely handled. Even if the surrounding environment may suffer a certain degree of damage due to the arrival of the reverse world in the future, Diangzi and the Little Diamonds will minimize the possible impact of the damage during this time. The Carp King army will cooperate with Manaphi to help you move to a safe environment. Xiao and I need to leave early, so we can't stay here all the time. We will meet at the Tutai Turtle Base on Mount Everest then. Senior Tutegui, who is as big as a mountain, will help you very well. Yang Yu was slightly regretful. At this time, Diangzi would never abandon the Little Diamonds and leave with Yang Yu first. On this point, Yang Yu knew very well. This is a whole tribe of Little Diamonds. Only when the Little Diamonds safely arrive in a new environment suitable for their survival, can Diangzi be able to completely let go of this hanging heart. But that's okay. After arranging the living environment of the Little Diamonds and them, Diangzi is there. Will Yang Yu still worry about not being able to form a trainer-elf bond with Diangzi? Of course not. It's just a matter of time. Reggie Locke's wisdom core did not do anything special before bidding farewell to Diangzi this time. He still said goodbye to Diangzi like an ordinary elf friend. When the little dream demon thought that she was about to say goodbye to her Little Diamond, and it might take a long time to see her again, she suddenly felt very uncomfortable. That Little Diamond that was hugged by the little dream monster. When did I become your Little Diamond? Go quickly. Mana, Mana Mana. Returning to the sea temple, Manaphi patted her tentacles. After a while, 6 Fiona floated out from the door at the other end of the tower pillar. In their hands, they held a total of 3 boards. It is somewhat similar to Diamond from before, except that the elf holding the board changed from Diamond to Fiona. Super Energy Type Z Pure Crystal. Ghost Type Z Pure Crystal. Water Type Z Pure Crystal. Yang Yu still didn't expect that before leaving the Sea Temple, Manaphi would give him such a gift alone. Yang Yu obtained the pure crystals of Dragon Z, Fairy Z, and Insect Z from Diangzi. Now Manaphi once again gave him the pure crystals of Super Z, Ghost Z, and Water Z thus. As long as Yang Yu can use the full force posture, then the elves around Yang Yu will basically have the possibility to master the powerful Z move. Mana Mana. Mana Fei blinked. He was asking Yang Yu if he wanted any other Z pure crystals, but Yang Yu already had the rest. Some Z pure crystals unearthed in Diangzi's mine were given to Manaphi, who naturally took them into her own treasure house. It's just that I still don't know what the function of such crystal stones is. It's pretty good looking, but it's a pity that it can also scratch your teeth when used as a teething stick. Staying here in Manaphi can at best enrich the treasure house. In the hands of the human trainer in front of him, it may be of greater use. Yang Yu. What should I do? What else do you want to do? Still want more? Only. Yang Yu doubted whether he could use so many Z moves at one time. I'm afraid it would make Yang Yu feel better if he used them all once. He couldn't use a glucose bottle to replenish energy while activating Z moves with full strength, right? I'm afraid there really isn't a drop left. Yang Yu answered firmly with an extremely serious look. Please don't pity me, just throw the Z pure crystal at me as much as you want. The air suddenly became quiet. Brother Yang Yu, what are you talking about? Isn't it because you have a fever? Yang Xiao looked at his brother Yang Yu strangely. However, these Z pure crystals, what kind of magical effects will they have? How could she make her brother Yang Yu behave like this? In the shadow space, Darkrai looked at Yang Yu's performance and fell into a state of speechlessness. Yang Yu, you are so naughty. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 968. Yang Yu will naturally not miss any opportunity to improve the strength of the elves, especially the incredible elf resources like Z Pure Crystal that have not been discovered in the real elf world. It would be great if we could collect the Z Pure Crystals with 18 attributes at once. Yang Yu felt a little regretful in his heart. Although it is impossible to carry a slate with you, Yang Yu is not an alpaca, but if you add something fancy to a small and exquisite prop like Z Pure Crystal, such as remove one of the Z Pure Crystals, 17 Z Pure Crystals will, it's quite interesting to think about things like just kill the opponent. At present, Yang Yu can think of several relatively easy operations. One of them is like an alpaca. However, what is shown behind Yang Yu is not 18 stone slabs, but 18 Z Pure Crystals, like a fan-shaped peacock. Expand the same. Secondly, with a very cyberpunk atmosphere, these Z Pure Crystals form a shape similar to a pure crystal ring around Yang Yu. Whichever piece Yang Yu needs, that piece lights up from beside him and rotates at the same time. In front of Yang Yu, such an operation requires the power of science, krypton, and technology, gold. Third, Yang Yu used the index and middle fingers of her right hand to hold the Z Pure Crystal like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card. When it is embedded and resonates with the Z bracelet, the powerful power in the card can be activated. Darkrai in the shadow space felt Yang Yu's thoughts one by one, and was so frightened, especially about the operation of the adult fanning out 18 pure Z crystals, that Darkrai even began to doubt. This human trainer had met that adult in the real world of elves. In Darkrai's impression, that adult often faced the endless darkness in front of him, admiring himself and being intoxicated with his 18 stone slabs. Cough cough cough, I'm going too far. But before Darkrai chose to sleep on Crescent Island, he never saw that adult again. This human trainer has too many secrets. Darkrai was secretly shocked. Whether it was his understanding of the elven world or his actions, especially this trip to the Temple of the Sea, his understanding of the Shining Stone and the Z Pure Crystal beyond his time had given Darkrai a spiritual shock. It seems that Reggie Locke, a stone bump, chose to follow this human trainer, which is really a very correct choice. Darkrai thought. There are not many pure Z crystals in Manaphi's treasure house inventory. These are all ores mined from Diangzi's ore kingdom. It is still unrealistic to mine Z pure crystals with 18 attributes just by relying on one mine. Manaphi, let's see you then. Yang Yu was infinitely grateful to Manaphi for her generosity. Feeling Yang Yu's thoughts, Manaphi was still very happy. As an elf who can feel the hearts and luck of humans and elves, it was an honor for Manaphi to meet a human trainer like Yang Yu in the Sea Temple. Not to mention, perhaps the giant Gyarados himself didn't even know that he was promoted to the strength level of a king-level elf in the Temple of the Sea, bringing extremely majestic life energy to the Temple of the Sea. Compared with these real-life energies, Z Pure Crystal, an elven resource that is just a decoration for Manaphi, may be more profitable for Manaphi's Sea Temple. Mana mana. Bye bye. Ona ona ona. After Manaphi's farewell, a farewell sound like a roaring mountain and a tsunami suddenly sounded throughout the Sea Temple. Whether they were in the seaweed field, next to the rocks, or with other water elves, the Fionas all said goodbye to Yang Yu, Yang Xiao, and the others with extremely enthusiastic voices. Oh my god, this is so grand, brother, 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 they are all saying goodbye to us? This is great. Such an incredible scene made the separation less disappointing and more surprising and shocking. We're getting ready to go, Dreamcatcher, Tijipai, Harker, Jigglypuff, Mimikyu, Frosty, and Frog, don't fall behind. Xiao Yu, come to me. As Yang Yu once again summoned the Salted Fish King from the Elf Ball. Omega Asterisk. The Carp King's army, the Empire's highest etiquette, would like to send you the Salted Fish King's boss. Roar. As this azure figure drew a totem-like mark in the sky, the huge figure instantly led Yang Yu and Yang Xiao into the passage leading to the deep sea bottom of the outside world. Mana. Manaphi looked at the remaining totem shadow in the sky of the Sea Temple, which was preserved by the power of water, and sighed deeply in her heart. The next second, when a dense group of red figures appeared in the sky of the Sea Temple and the crazy cluck, now sound. Manaphi blinked. It's not right. Shouldn't this be my Sea Temple? Why does it feel like Magic Herb Sea Temple again? Forget it, let's give birth to a few more Fiona's elven eggs with my concubine in the tower pillar. No matter what, as long as Manaphi is diligent enough, the number of Magi Carp in the Sea Temple will not exceed Fiona's. Nady. Yukian, what did you say? Yang Yu's Salted Fish King is already the King of Heaven. In the safe area of the Deep Sea Secret Realm, the Dragon Messenger Xiazhepeng and the former Water Gym leader Fang Lian, who were always paying attention to the movement in the direction of the Secret Realm, noticed the large-scale movement and prepared to respond to the Secret Realm explorers who returned triumphantly from the Secret Realm. When Fang Lian received Wang Yuqian's message, Wang Yuqian didn't even wait for a second before shouting out the news that Yang Yu's Salted Fish King had been promoted to the king-level elf. For Fang Lian and Xiazhepeng, who were welcoming the explorers of the Secret Realm in the deep sea, the news at this moment was no less than a deep-sea bomb. And Xiao Fang, it's true, Yang Yu's giant Gyarados, the one that Yang Yu often calls the Salted Fish King, has been promoted to the King of Heaven in the Secret Realm. Wang Yuqian was afraid that what she said would not be clearly conveyed to Fang Lian's ears in the deep sea, so he repeated it again. Dad, it's true, senior sister Yuqian is right, we all saw it. Xiaoyu also nodded crazily immediately, wanting to confirm this fact. King of Heaven. Fang Lian didn't have time to think too much. Her expression immediately became extremely excited, and she even put her hands on Wang Yuqian's shoulders quite forcefully. Yuqian, where is Yang Yu? Yang Yu is here now. Where? And Xiao Fang, the mysterious elf Manaphi in this secret realm, left Yang Yu alone. I think Yang Yu will definitely be able to gain Manaphi's friendship. Yuqian, you mean, Manaphi left Yang Yu alone? One unbelievable news after another made Fang Lian's heart stir up at this moment. As a king-level trainer, how could she not know the importance of the news that Yang Yu's Gyarados was promoted to a king-level elf? Even though she was very sure in her heart that what Wang Yuqian said was absolutely correct, but how could anything be more important than what she saw with her own eyes? The country of China will welcome the youngest king-level trainer in the history of the elf world. What are you talking about? Which Chinese trainer Yang Yu, whose elf Gyarados was promoted to a king-level elf in the secret realm of Atlantis? Dwight, the king of North America, felt uncontrollably dizzy at this moment. He entered the sanatorium for half a year of recuperation due to anger in the Sky City secret realm half a year ago. If it weren't for the important matters in the Atlantis elf secret realm, he would not have come here in person. I thought that the North American gym leaders would be able to win the first place with the sufficient information about the elf secret realm that he had prepared, but I never expected that Yang Yu, that Chinese trainer Yang Yu, seemed to have gone from a gym-level trainer to a king-level trainer in just the blink of an eye. If it comes a few years or even 10 years later, who else can restrain this young trainer? He's out. Just when Dwight, the king of North America, looked uncertain, Kuai Long beside him suddenly raised his eyes sharply. At the same time, including the king-level super elf Hu Di, they also instantly gathered powerful superpowers. In the deep sea, that giant figure that affected everyone in the Pacific Ocean was accompanied by an ancient and powerful roar. Shocking appearance. Roar. After the roar that shook the deep sea, the Pacific Ocean was silent in all directions at this moment. Pokémon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Qiangxiao. Chapter 969. King of Heaven. He is truly a king. Xiao Zhepeng and Fang Lian, the two king-level trainers of China, both saw the strong shock in each other's eyes. The huge black shadow coming from the bottom of the sea was the terrifying figure of Gyarados, as well as the surrounding body, exuding the aura of a king-level elf. Behind the king-level Gyarados, the faces of the two human trainers gradually became clearer, and the slow king next to him emitted a faint superpower purple light. There is no doubt that this is the Chinese trainer Yang Yu, and his sister, Yang Xiaoyu. Reporting to the Dragon Messenger and the gym leader, this time we have returned to the trainers who went to explore the secret realm of the deep sea elves, and there is not a single one missing. The 8 trainers who were responsible for counting the number of people looked even more excited and couldn't help themselves. They never thought that in such a deep sea world, full of unknown elven secrets, all the trainers they hoped to explore could return. This is an event of immense significance. Okay. Dragon Messenger Xiao Zhepeng's heart was surging. Now in this deep sea, even the cold water could not erode his fiery and turbulent heart. No matter what elven resources the trainers have obtained in the deep sea secret realm, Yang Yu's gym level Gyarados is promoted to the king level, which is the biggest gain, and it is also the biggest gain for the field of Chinese trainers. Everyone, we are all here. Welcome everyone back here. Now, let us prepare to return to the level of the Pacific Ocean. The triumphant return, this time returning from the bottom of the sea to the sea level, is no longer slowing down as it was when diving into the deep sea for the first time, but all trainers are filled with joy and excitement in their hearts. Wow! The figures of elves jumped into the air from under the sea. At this moment, on the sea level, there seemed to be splashes of water full of explosive beauty. Behind these elves, large and small, the trainers raised their hands high and faced the blue sky above their heads, venting the strong joy suppressed in their hearts. Oh! We're back! Woohoo! On the Pacific Ocean, secret expedition support teams from all over the world, watching the figures rushing into the blue sky from below the sea level, also couldn't help but burst into cheers and cheers that resounded through the sky. The Pacific Ocean is already boiling at this moment. Roar! When a bottle of ferocious heads rushed out of the bottom of the sea, everyone in the sea area will never forget the scene in this life. This thick blue figure is in harmony with the blue of the sky and the sea. Blue, complement each other. The king-level Gyarados was born shockingly. This is the first real appearance of the salted fish king in the real world of elves. But what was even more unexpected was that in the camp of the Chinese rescue team, countless scenes of spiral Hot Wheels swept across the camp in an instant, and the cutting with the sea surface seemed to lead to a burst of wind and waves. Little Top Hat, what do you want to do? Gao Mao, who was carrying out the waiting and rescue mission, was not prepared at all. Just like this, after the head of the rather huge stinging jellyfish was tied up with a belt like a seat belt, a huge explosion hit him. The moment the carp dragon's tail is about to leave the sea level, Little Top Hat, stinging jellyfish, jumped up. Roar. The familiar touch, the familiar coldness, and the familiar tightness. The salted fish king immediately felt the agate. Oh no, it was the cordial greetings from the stinging jellyfish brothers when they met. Ah, I'm going to heaven. Gao Mao's screams were so clear in the sky at this moment. Hum. Hum. God knows what the sergeants who were traveling with Gao Mao and under Gao Mao's command were thinking in their minds at this time, but the words hum are absolutely indispensable. Can you believe that stinging jellyfish can reach heaven? Believe it or not, this scene has already occurred. Captain Gao Mao's stinging jellyfish brings Gao Mao getting on the car of the king-level elf Gyarados. Oh no, it should be called getting on the handicap. Grrrrrrrr. Dede, who hugged Xiangxian's back with both hands and feet like a tree trunk bear, turned around and blinked Dai's Kazilan's big eyes. There was a familiar person tied to the familiar stinging jellyfish. Hum you, Gao Mao. Hum, Yang Yu. The salted fish king soared vertically upwards. Gao Mao now felt like he was riding a vertical roller coaster, and he was wearing a seat belt. But Gao Mao never expected that he would use this unique and painful way. Meeting Yang Yu again in the sky. King Salted Fish, you can stop now. If you fly again, you will fly to the universe. Dudu, please help pick up Gao Mao. Grrrrrrrr. Dada stretched out his right hand and made a slight thumb gesture. While giving a thumbs up to the stinging jellyfish hat, he used his superpower to help Gao Mao reach the middle of Xiangxian's back from the tail. As for the stinging jellyfish, the salty fish king is motionless with its super thighs tied to it. However, the stinging jellyfish still raised a few ribbons and said hello in the direction of Dumb. Gao Mao, long time no see. You seem to be a little thinner now than when we met before. It must be very hard. Brother Yang Yu, is he your college roommate Gao Mao? Wow, this is so cool. Has brother Gao Mao always been in the military camp? Yang Xiao was very surprised. Brother Yang Yu showed her a military training photo of the 4 people who lived in the same dormitory 403. However, if brother Yang Yu hadn't called out Gao Mao's name, Yang Xiao really wouldn't have recognized that the person in front of her was the fair and chubby Gao Mao in the military training photo. Mao. Yang Xiao, Gao Mao called out Yang Xiao's name. When he grinned, his bright white front teeth were in sharp contrast with his dark skin. Facing Yang Xiao's question, Gao Mao nodded and said quite proudly, I have been in the military camp since then. The life in the military camp feels more suitable for me, and I am living well now. Yang Yu noticed the badge on the chest of Gao Mao's clothes, smiled and patted Gao Mao's shoulder. Gao Mao, it's okay, I have got the gym level trainer badge. Kirbaimon, after eating, you became a gym level elf. Speaking of this, Gao Mao could only spread his hands and replied dumbfounded, yes, as you eat, you will become a gym level. Look at the sea, look down from our sky at the floating ones lying on the sea. Big guy. Yang Yu and Yang Xiao looked in the direction Gao Mao pointed at the same time. Kirbaimon. Well, Kirbaimon does have such a talent. Maybe it's because the Kirbaimon Gao Mao encountered was more talented? Congratulations. I have to congratulate you too, damn, King Yang Yushin. Gao Mao's cheerful look and the rich voice he had honed in the military camp were like sounding an air defense siren in the sky. Not to mention the tone Yang Yu had to give Gao Mao was so angry. King Salted Fish, let's go down. I feel the aura of an acquaintance. Maybe, there may be another battle between kings. This is Darkray's reminder in the shadow space. In North America, a malicious aura of king-level elves is surging upwards from the sea. However, even without Darkray's reminder, at this moment, the Salted Fish King, who had the power of primitive evil hidden in his body, had already set his sights firmly on the North American trainer camp. That's the king-level dragon. Grrrrrrrr. From the posture of a tree bear, he hugged Xiangxian's dada with his hands and feet, and he immediately sat up straight. Hurry up and put your hat on straightly. Hu beep. Next to the king-level Kuai Long, the king-level Hu Di had incredible light bursting out from his pair of deep and wise eyes. It's felt. Behind the king-level Gyarados, there is the slow king with a golden conch cap, the same. He is also the king of heaven. Who did? What did you say? In the North American camp, King Dwight suddenly felt his heart twisting because Who Did told him a fact that he was simply unwilling to accept. Yang Yu, the Chinese trainer, not only has a king-level elf Gyarados in his hand, but also the king-level Slow King. This is impossible. Pokémon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Xiao. Chapter 970. Yang Yu, this kid, is quite good at stealing the limelight. Xiaozhepeng felt relaxed and said in a somewhat laughing and scolding tone. It's normal for young people to like to show off, but when we were at this age, we didn't have the strength like him to show off like this, Fang Lian replied with a smile, his eyes filled with admiration for Yang Yu. Xiaozhepeng smiled and said, compared to many other young trainers who have high ambitions but low abilities, Yang Yu is quite humble. Fang Lian nodded and said, that's true. Yang Yu, be humble. Wang Yuqian's eyes suddenly widened as big as a copper bell. Wow, Uncle Xia, and Xiao Fang, how did you see that Yang Yu was humble? Aren't everything Yang Yu said ironic? I am an ordinary trainer. Wow, if I really take it seriously, that would be really stupid. Yu Jian, it is very difficult for a person with such strength at his age to maintain his original intention. Many gym-level trainers many years ago may have been stuck at the gym-level threshold throughout their lives, unable to. The reason why the elf breaks through to the heavenly king level is because of his impetuous mind. Fang Lian smiled slightly and said in a serious tone. Of course Wang Yuqian knows this truth, and of course she won't be able to drift away, especially since there is a perverted trainer like Yang Yu among the younger generation in China. Who dares to try drifting away? In the national competition that Yang Yu participated in, how many masters were severely educated by Yang Yu alone? Not to mention that time, now Yang Yu has entered the field of king-level trainers that 99.9% of young trainers cannot enter. When he was a teacher, he still used elite-level dream monsters and hacker dragons. Teaching. As for the other main elves? Sorry to bother you. Hoo-ho. Kuai Long beside Xiaozhepeng turned his head and indicated with his tentacles that there was something going on in the direction of King Dwight in the North American trainer camp. King Xiaotian, what's wrong? Fang Lian asked. Xiaozhepeng nodded slightly, and then his eyes gradually became serious, that Dwight in North America is very hostile to Yang Yu. Fang Lian immediately understood the meaning of King Xiaotian's words. As early as half a year ago, the battle between Yang Yu and his giant Gyarados that made the world famous in the secret realm of the Sky City in Fujiyama, Sakura country, was set against the backdrop of Dwight, a veteran king-level trainer. At that time, except for a few Chinese trainers, no one else could think of it. Yang Yu's giant Gyarados, the Salted Fish King, can bathe in the lightning bird's thunder and regain 100% of its combat power. The ability to store electricity appears in the water and flying elves with 4 times the weak electricity. This is what it is like fear. Now, Yang Yu is already a heavenly king level trainer. Although he lacks the official certification from the Elf Alliance, at the moment when Yang Yu shows off his heavenly king level Gyarados in front of many heavenly king level trainers, the certification is just a formality. That's all. Strength is the foundation. When Yang Yu was traveling in North America, he should have just fought with the super-type gym leader Aizen. It seems that something big happened at that time. Xiaozhepeng's serious face began to show there was a hint of weirdness. Fang Lian continued, I thought that during his travels in North America, he would visit various elf gyms in North America and interact with all 18 gym leaders. But one I never expected. Xiaozhepeng continued in a tacit understanding, I didn't expect that Atlantis and Manaphi's elven secret realm would appear at this time. At the same time, I also didn't expect that this kid Yang Yu would go to the secret realm. Before entering, he said a gym level trainer will become a king level trainer after he comes out. In this way, there is no need to fight with other gym leaders in North America. Didn't those gym leaders miss the opportunity to fight against Yang Yu Wang? It's not that Yang Yu didn't give them a chance, it was really training to be promoted to the king level. Home is so fast, Fang Lian started to laugh as he spoke. The originally tense atmosphere inexplicably began to change towards uncontrollable laughter. Which gym leader in North America would be brave enough to fight an elf battle with a king-level trainer? Ha ha ha, I didn't expect it, I really didn't expect it. Xiaozhepeng lowered his head slightly, trying to control his smile. However, it is really difficult to control. Wang Yuqian and Xia Yu watched silently as the two big bosses sang and harmonized tacitly. The praise was just like crosstalk, and it allowed the two of them to join forces to talk crosstalk. I'm afraid that among the young trainers in the country, only Yang Yu has this honor, right? If such a conversation were heard by the gym leaders in the North American trainer camp, how many people would be stunned, right? Uncle Xia, and Xiao Fang, is it possible that a war between kings will break out here? Wang Yuqian seemed to have thought of something, so she immediately asked. Xiaozhepeng and Fang Lian glanced at each other. This problem is very likely to happen, but they can't say for sure now, because a battle of kings will break out, and the venue for the battle will definitely not be in this place. There are mines, there are mines. Look at the North American side. I recognize that smelly old man next to that fat man. He is the Dwight who was beaten to the ground by Yang Yu in the secret realm of Sky City. On the side, Wan Kai's who was also whispering to Wu Yuqian about Yang Yu. Lao Wan, wasn't that one cursed by you? Wu Yuqian said softly. Don't worry about those details. In the final analysis, Yang Yu is still the best. If Yang Yu hadn't directly hit the old man in that battle and doubted his life, the old man wouldn't be so angry. Wan Kai's who waved his hand. This time he didn't care whether he cursed or not. For possible enemies, Wan Kai's who felt that if he could curse that person with his mouth, it would be a good thing. A good thing to accumulate virtue. Wu Yuqian nodded, Wan Kai's who was right. If it weren't for Yang Yu's role as the mainstay in that battle, it would indeed be impossible for King Dwight to be so fragile and faint and collapse due to the overwhelming rage. The old man is so old, and it looks like he is going to fight Yang Yu again. Wan Kai's who stretched out his hand, and the cursed doll took out a telescope from his ghost space and handed it to Wan Kai's who. I believe that since Yang Yu was able to defeat him once, he can defeat him a second time. In that battle, Yang Yu's Salted Fish King was still a gym-level elf. Now that he has been promoted to Heavenly King, he has fallen into a super, scarlet state. Next, the strength will definitely be even more terrifying. Wu Yuqian almost let it slip. The currently known state of Yang Yu's Salted Fish King is the Scarlet Gyarados state with water and flying attributes, and that does not require the Gyarados Megastone. It can complete the original return to super evolution by activating the original evil power in the body. The evolutionary status is not yet known to others. This is why many high-end combat trainers in the domestic Elf Alliance are very puzzled that Yang Yu did not leave the Gyarados Megastone to the Salted Fish King, because they do not know. In addition to the Scarlet Gyarados form in the Angry Red Lotus state, Yang Yu's Salted Fish King also hides a terrifying trump card, which does not require the original return of the Gyarados Megastone to super evolve. This time I must find an opportunity to tell the old man that I am no longer an elite trainer, I am a gym-level trainer, Wan Kai's who continued to stretch out his hand and took it from Gardevoir's hand. Get the gym-level trainer's badge and hold it tightly. The last time he was questioned by King Dwight had left an obsession in Wan Kai's heart. Maybe this is young people. 30 years in Hedong, 30 years in Hexi, don't bully young and poor young people. Lao Wan, hurry up, look at Yang Yu. Wu Yuqian suddenly noticed an unusual sight in the sky. Yang Yu summoned Minas and sent Yang Xiao back to Xia's Hepeng and Fang Lian in front of everyone. At the same time, he and his brother Gao Mao sat behind the Salted Fish King and headed towards the North American trainer camp. Go. Yang Yu is here. What does he want to do? No, what does his move mean? Such a maverick action, in broad daylight, under the gaze of so many pairs of eyes, Yang Yu. Arriving right in front of the North American trainer camp. What is Yang Yu doing? It was just a matter of Russell calling the formation to Yang Yu in front of the Chinese trainers and returning it to the North American trainers. Only. This time, his target is not the gym leader. But King of Heaven. King Dwight, do you dare to fight? Yang Yu's voice was as powerful as a rainbow at this moment. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 972. At this moment, the voices of everyone in the North American trainer camp seemed to have completely disappeared, leaving only intermittent breathing and a sudden rapid heartbeat. What kind of feeling is this? Trainers in North America tend to have a more or less arrogant attitude toward trainers from other countries. Even if they don't, the overall atmosphere within the trainer's home will be affected. Trainers from North America have always come to challenge them. Even those royal trainers from Western Europe will have some etiquette when faced with challenges from trainers from North America. But what about now? They never thought that on this day, a young man, a young and outrageous king-level trainer, would shout King Dwight from a distance in front of their trainer camp. What kind of feeling is this? It was as if all the North American trainers in the camp were completely oppressed by the aura of one person in front of them. Do you just watch this young man calling for formation in front of their camp so arrogantly? Are there any young North American trainers left? The young trainers in the crowd looked at each other one by one. Perhaps they wanted to take action because of anger in their hearts. However, at this time, the threat of the king-level Gyarados in the sky made them think clearly about the reality. He may not even have the strength to be a gym-level trainer. Who dares to respond forward? Yang Yu. Don't bully others too much. Aizen, the super gym leader, felt like his eyes were spitting fire. Even the little favor he had aroused in the elf paradise in the southern suburbs of Boston was completely wiped out at this moment. Master Aizen, what I challenge is a king-level trainer. As a king, I should challenge the king. If I challenge the gym leader, it would be more like bullying, right? Yang Yu's tone was calm, even the smile on his face was unusually friendly. Really, as a king, you should take good care of the gym-level children with kindness. If the children are disobedient, they should be spanked. If the younger ones are spanked, the older ones should be treated well. Wouldn't it be wonderful to speak truth and convince people with reason? Gao Mao, who was still following Yang Yu at this time, heard Yang Yu's words in front of the North American trainer camp. His heart was surging like a huge wave, and the look on his face was even more exciting. Such a feeling. This feeling of being proud of Yang Yu and the trainer of China could not be controlled in Gao Mao's heart for a long time. It's a pity that Gao Mao can't come directly to the North American trainer camp to call for formation like Yang Yu. However, Yang Yu is his brother Gao Mao. This time, it's like Gao Mao calling for formation. How can I feel so comfortable in my heart? When I was in the Boston area of North America, there were some gym leaders who wanted to challenge me, but don't say I didn't give these gym leaders a chance. Now they can actually do it. No matter whether they come to fight or not, I'm here. Here. Roar. The huge body of the salted fish king slowly approached the sea level, and his solemn roar seemed to be provoking, as if holding his breath and concentrating. All the seawater in this area seemed to be affected by the intimidating domain of the salted fish king. Even the water waves stopped for a moment. It's like the royal dragon. Young man, if you are too arrogant, your tongue will break easily. King Dwight was already full of anger in his heart. He had been suppressing his inner anger. At this moment, he no longer held back. What King Dwight never expected was that Yang Yu would come to visit him personally at this critical moment. Not long after you became a king-level trainer, you want to show off your full wings. Young man, I would like to advise you to go back and read more, sort out your self-cultivation, and then go out to be a good person, Dwight said in a calm tone. Also has endless sarcasm. Oh, you have a double standard. When you were in the secret realm of the Sky City, you didn't see this old king with a rainbow of momentum. He used his own king-level elves to fight in other countries and regions, but he didn't understand the words in the World Elf Alliance Convention. Are you still blind? Yang Yu smiled softly. Are you starting to reason again now? To be honest, there are many kings in North America who speak better than they sing. Even a 3-year-old child knows that he has to keep his word and abide by the rules. The longer he lives in this life, the more he goes back. Darkrai in the shadow space is not ordinary excited. This time of weird trash talk seems to have opened the door to a new world for Darkrai. Nightmares are not just nightmares within dreams. Can't trash talk be part of the nightmare? I really don't want to fight an illiterate king, but there is only one king like you here. Hey, it would be great if there were other kings here. Really, there is really no other way but to make do with it. Yang Yu spread his hands. The trash talk before this battle is also a battle. Even elementary school students will engage in a trash-talking PK before a fight, and the fight will be more ferocious. Let alone a trainer at the level of a king. How many elf battles have you fought on this journey to become a trainer? There was a lot of trash talk before the game. The expression on Yang Yu's face was hesitant to speak, a bit disdainful, and there was a hint of sarcasm on the corner of his mouth. At this moment, for King Dwight, I have never seen such a shameless young trainer. Yang Yu's voice was extremely loud, and all the Chinese trainers here were dumbfounded. Dwight is probably going to be really pissed off with what Yang Yu said. Hall Master Fang Lian laughed heartily. We feel comfortable after hearing this. Those kings in North America are working together. In their view, as long as the kings in other countries and regions do not listen to them and do not cooperate with them, then we are coercing the kings in other regions behind our backs. He Dragon Messenger Xiao Peng smiled lightly. Just like Yang Yu said, they are all old double standards. They still don't admit what they have done. What happened in the elf secret realm of Sky City, and falsely accused us of sending a king-level trainer to violate the World Elf Alliance in the Sakura country area. Convention, Yang Yu was still just a gym-level trainer at that time, right? Gym leader Fang Lian said coldly. After all, he is old and blind. He can't tell the difference between a gym-level trainer and a king-level trainer. What is he if he isn't old and blind? Xiao Peng suddenly felt that the word old and blind fits King Dwight quite well. Wang Yuqian and Xiao Yu on the side did not dare to speak and could only use their own eyes to communicate with each other. They still rarely saw the two elders, Fang Guanzu and Xiao Wang, say such trash talk, But, looking at Yang Yu calling for battle in front of the North American trainer camp, Wang Yuqian and Xiaoyu were both filled with excitement. My trainer. Yukui, do you think that old guy Dwight will go to the hospital again after this war? He goes in once every 6 months, so why not go in and don't come out? Hey, Lao Wan, you mean the morgue? Wu Yuqian trembled subconsciously. Hey, that's not what I said. That's too much. What I mean is, can we change the king in the future? I want to know more about the king of North America. Wan Kai's whose face was serious. After meeting each other, will everyone end up in the same hospital as Dwight? With better luck, they will be in the same ward by then? Or something like 3 missing 1, 4 at a time can still play mahjong, Wu Yuqian, he said angrily. Wan Kai's who shut his mouth. His expression even began to think deeply. This suggestion of having a mine seems to be a good idea. What do you want to do? I was just talking casually. Wu Yuqian was shocked when he saw Wan Kai's who looking serious. Nothing, let's watch Yang Yu's elf battle first. We will definitely not be in this place later. The Battle of the Kings, if not done well, may even trigger a tsunami, Wan Kai's who said with a smile on his face. Wu Yuqian. Tsunami. Damn it, Lao Wan, I still want to live for a few more decades. However, even if Wan Kai's who didn't say anything, this is still very likely to happen. At that time, during the Battle of Mount Fuji Sky City Secret Realm, the entire Mount Fuji area was severely damaged. Even now, the scenic spot has not fully resumed business. This has caused huge economic losses to the tourism industry in the Sakura country region. Then shall we watch this battle or not? Wu Yuqian and Wan Kai's who looked at each other and smiled. How can you not watch this battle? Who dash? In the North American camp, a fat orange figure rose into the sky with a sullen roar. Yang Yu, if you want to fight, it's up to you, if you dare to come. On Kueilong's back, King Dwight's angry voice resounded like thunder throughout the entire sea area. Why don't you dare? Yang Yu immediately raised his voice, reached out and patted the Salted Fish King on the neck, signaling the Salted Fish King to completely cover up the Kueilong's voice and momentum. Roar. The Salty Fish King's soul-soothing roar, coupled with the ferocious and terrifying body shape and appearance, cannot be compared to the fat man who looks simple and honest. I said that the sea is our main venue for elves to fight. No one can defeat us on my home court. King Salted Fish, let's keep up. The elf balls beside Yang Yu flickered again. Minas has a gorgeous appearance and a heroic figure. The second Gyarados, who is also huge in size and possesses tyrannical strength and can super-evolve, is baby Gyarados. Not yet fully grown, but already mastered powerful moves, the future Dragon Rebel, Dragon Star Hakron. Beside Yang Yu, elves came out. This is an announcement to the elven world. Minas, the second Gyarados, Hakron, and the Slow King. If you give him a little longer time. King of the Ocean, control the 4 seas. Perhaps the title of King Yang Yushan already exists. Hall Master Fang Lian's eyes were bright. What? Wang Yuqian and Xiaoyu asked subconsciously. Neptune. Pokemon's character master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Qiangxiao. Chapter 973. China. The headquarters of the Magic City Elf Alliance. In the relatively quiet office area, cheers suddenly erupted that made the whole floor shake. Okay. News came back from the Dragon Messenger. All the trainers we explored into the deep sea secret realm have returned. No one is missing. This is too powerful. This is a major event in the exploration of the elven secret realm. Great, as long as we wait until the images of the elf resources are transmitted back, we can more or less analyze the structure and some of the materials on the surface of the resources, which may open a whole new door to the world for us. The Elf Alliance of China is not only limited to the Magic City area, but also includes Yanjing, Hangzhou, Jiangdong and other areas. The Elf Alliance headquarters in all provinces were delighted when they received the exact news of the secret exploration and inspection team. Such good news deserves to be shared by all trainers and the secret realm exploration community. Shitu, Shitu, old Shitu, come here quickly, look at this news. At this time, Mei Jinzi also thought that the good news about the exploration of the secret realm from the Dragon Messenger and the Square Master had been conveyed. After all, could there be other good news as good as everyone's safe return? This is already very worthy of celebration. Only. Mei Jinzi saw a message again. A piece of news that made him even stunned when he read it. Old man Zi, what's wrong? You're still staring at the news. The news that the Dragon Messenger replied through the dedicated line is of course true. Shi Dingmo had his hands on his hips at this time, with happy written all over his face. Words. I know it's true, but... Mei Jinzi handed the electronic screen in her hand to old man Shi. Yang Yu's Gyarados is the king of heaven. What? Sad face. It was as if Shi Dingmo had been cast with a restraining technique, and his whole body was like a sculpture, standing upright here. His hand that wanted to take over the electronic screen also stopped in mid-air. Shi Dingmo blinked mechanically, and his whole body trembled when he spoke. Really? Mei Jinzi certainly knew what this news meant to the entire Chinese Elf Alliance, and also knew why Shi Dingmo behaved like this. Old Shitu, you just said that this is the special message from the Dragon Messenger. No one can replace the Dragon Messenger. And you see, there is news from the Fang Pavilion Master. Mei Jinzi forced herself to calm down. Calm down. But... stay calm. Shi Dingmo grabbed Mei Jinzi's arm tightly. The arms of two old men in their 70s seemed to have endless power at this moment. This is a new hope. A new generation of young trainers have begun to carry their own world flag. Everyone. There is second good news. Our Chinese trainer Yang Yu is a professor at Yanjing Elf University. The player who ranked first in the individual competition of last year's national competition is officially declared to be a king-level trainer today. Home. His elf Gyarados, the Gyarados that helped Yang Yurik defeat King Dwight in the secret realm of Sakura Country's Sky City, was promoted to become the King of Heaven during this exploration of the secret realm. Mei Jinzi announced this news that shocked the world in a smooth voice with a majestic tone and momentum in the headquarters of the Elf Alliance in the Magic City of China, in the office hall. King-level trainer. He actually became a king-level trainer so quickly. Really or not? Is this the King of Heaven? People think that cultivating elves is as easy as eating and drinking. How could it be like this? Why am I still an intermediate trainer now? I'm so annoyed. Yanjing Elf University. This Elf University, which has a history of hundreds of years, is about to start school at the end of summer. Most professors and lecturers have returned to school and started arranging their work for the new semester. Yang Yu, the King of Heaven. When Principal Luo received this news from the headquarters of the Yanjing Elf Alliance, his expression at the moment was full of joy amid shock. He, now our Yanjing Elf University is much earlier than the one next door. We have a professor who is a king-level trainer, and he is also a full professor who has taught students for one semester. Let the people in Qingjing be envious. Principal Luo looked at the campus outside the window, as if everything was so beautiful. King of Heaven, King of Heaven. Yan, are you right? That boy Yang Yu is the King of Heaven. After Dragon Gym leader Yun Zhenfei learned the news, he immediately ran to the fairy gym. Why would Yan, the fairy gym leader, know about such an important matter first? Fang Lian sent me a message, but why are you so shocked? Yang Yu should have been a king-level trainer 3 or 4 months ago, but it was not announced to the public. Yan Zhen was leisurely talking in the gym. The feathers of the Tanabata bluebird are being taken care of. You have it. Why don't I? Yun Zhenfei was a little unbalanced. I guess there is a delay. Didn't I tell you as soon as I got the news? Yan smiled, then took a deep breath and sighed in a long tone. O king, look, we are still gym leaders at our age, and Fang Lian can't even give up the gym leader position to Yang Yu, because Yang Yu doesn't give him a chance at all, and he becomes the king directly. The official king of heaven. Yun Zhenfei raised his head and looked at the Chinese Valentine's Day blue bird, and then looked at the elf balls on his body. I can't figure it out, I really can't figure it out. Yang Yu's dumb king was promoted to the heavenly king level. Quite unexpected. This Gyarados promotion to the heavenly king level was completely unexpected. I didn't expect this day to come so quickly. Don't mention it. Now other gym leaders in the country can start to celebrate each other, and there is no need to fight a gym battle with Yang Yu. Yan smiled and spread her hands. Yun Zhenfei. Could it be that among the gym leaders, only Fang Lian, Yun Zhenfei, and Yang Yu have fought in the gym battle? This is not fair. Master Yun, Fang Lian has another message. Yang Yu is going to have a head-on confrontation with North America's King Dwight. Yan's expression suddenly became serious. What? Above the vast sea, two king-level trainers faced each other across the sky. King Dwight stood on Kuei Long's spine and looked straight ahead with indifferent eyes. The heavenly king Yang Yu, with the help of Dudu, moved to the corner of the Triceratops of the Salted Fish King and stood on the dragon's head with his eyes extremely calm. In this air-to-air confrontation above the sky, the air in the middle seemed to be condensed into an icy breath. In the sea area under the spirits of each other, huge waves crashing on the sea surface had begun to form. The clear sky gradually began to dim. The cloudless blue sea and sky seemed to have an uncomfortable gloominess at this moment. In the distance of the sea area, there are dozens of figures. I can only look at it from a distance and have no intention of moving forward. The Battle of Heavenly Kings. Sister Wang Yuqian, is that heavenly king the one who was defeated by my brother Yang Yu in the secret realm of Sky City? Yang Xiao followed Wang Yuqian and came to watch the battle under the protection of Pavilion Master Fang Lian. That's right, Dwight, the king of North America, lost to Yang Yu in a battle in the secret realm of Sky City. Then my brother can defeat the heavenly king once when he was a gym level trainer. Then when he reaches the heavenly king level, he can defeat him even more. Yang Xiao clenched his fists and said very confidently. Beside Yang Xiao, Dream God Cresselia actually wanted to accompany Darkrai to watch the battle on the front line, but she promised Yang Yu that she would protect her integrity by Yang Xiao's side. This place is indeed a bit far away. This is a suitable safe viewing area, and it is not a viewing area in the sea. Battles between kings in the sea area often form huge tsunamis. It is difficult for trainer elves below the gym level to resist the king level elves. The tsunami impact caused by the aftermath of the move will be hard to tell if you take one step closer, Fang Lian said in a deep voice. Not only Fang Lian and Xiaz Hepeng, but also the 18 gym leaders in North America and the kings from other countries and regions all maintained this safe distance in a tacit understanding. There are risks involved in watching the game, so be cautious in your actions. It's about to begin. Gao Mao, who was meeting Wang Kaizhu and Wu Yuqian at this moment, couldn't help but become nervous when he saw a gray-yellow thunder light in the gloomy sky in the distance. Yeah, it's about to start. Yang Yu's figure immediately jumped down from the head of the Salted Fish King, and Hakran below immediately caught Yang Yu steadily. The same goes for King Dwight. An elite-level Meng Meng Eclipse appeared next to him, catching him like a cloud. However, at this time, Meng Meng Eclipse's body color was a bit off. Dwight's expression became a little solemn. The pink and light purple that should have appeared on Meng Meng Eclipse's body is gradually turning green at this time, which means this elf showdown was not as simple as Dwight imagined. If it weren't for the pure thunder power of Lightning Bird, this giant Gyarados would have long lost the ability to fight. This time, without the help of Lightning Bird, I'll see how you fight, Dwight said loudly. Since I can beat you violently once, I can beat you violently a second time, Yang Yu retorted decisively. Who dash? In the pupils of the king-level Kuai Long, two flames of anger gradually appeared. The battle in the secret realm of Sky City was his shame. This time, he vows revenge. The fire of anger burned in his eyes, and extremely hot blood began to flow in his body. Who dash? A group of terrifying flames that seemed to be able to completely evaporate the surrounding air, burning with the anger of Kuai Long, lit up this dark sky, instantly. King Salted Fish, listen to my orders, we, Shenlong destroy / Roar.